Okay, let's go.
So I had just given the few introduction about myself, right? And I had just tried to explain you like what are we actually going to discuss in this whole journey. Let's try to understand it in a proper structured manner. That what are the major milestone that we are going to cover? How are we going to cover the projects and all? I guess the project details had already been shared with you in form of I guess some PDF or some brochure, or you can also access the project details on the website as well. Okay, like I guess this is a course for you, right? So here also project details are mentioned.
Okay,
But
let's
anyway,
go.
project is something which obviously will be done after learning few concepts, right? So these are the projects. If these are documented one, but trust me, these are very kind of these are just tip of the iceberg. Okay, we are going to cover much more than that. Okay, whatever that is documented is one thing that definitely will cover. Apart from that, also I will try to use so many other case study to make you understand these concepts, which may not be documented or which may be documented based on my experience. This whole journey is divided into 19 milestones, right? From the fundamentals to the kind of to be a job ready, to be a kind of internship ready, to be a kind of which can help you in your career, right? So the first thing is like obviously we are in the we are a part of a particular generation which is getting affected by something which is called AI. Okay, in every decade there used to be a technology which affects, which you can say disrupt the market. Okay, in every decade there used to be early, if I talk about 100
Okay, let's
years
go.
back in the history. So it was like machine came, machine disrupted a lot of things, isn't it? Because of the machine a lot of human effort decreases. People thought that, oh, jobs will be gone, everything machine will do, but machine start helping the people more. Okay, and it's like we kind of start using the machines for our so many works in the agriculture, in the production, in the service sector, in the kind of for travel and so many things, right? Same way, after some time computers came, computers disrupted the things, right? People thought, oh, computers will do this, that and all, but again computer is on, again it started helping us, right? Then same way, like in every decade if you see historically there is something. Then AI came. Then we were thinking that AI is doing so many things, what will be the what will happen with the AI and all, how to handle this AI. Then you can see in this decade generative AI came, right? So we need not to worry about it. Generally people think that,
Okay,
oh,
let's
AI
go.
will going to affect. Yeah, definitely AI will affect, but somehow it is on in the long term it is going to be a part of our day-to-day life. Okay, and just like the previous technologies, we get adopted with the previous technologies, we started using those previous technologies, and kind of we become more better with those technology. With the AI also will be more better, right? And it is going to create more opportunity for us, right? It's just like kind of we have to be ready for that. We have to be ready for those opportunities. Okay, so this is what we'll try to explore. So the first part
Okay, let's
is
go.
like we have to be structured, right? Like how are we going to learn all these things? It is like it should be in a proper structured manner. So that's why our whole journey is being created. Our whole this learning journey is being created in a proper structured map. Okay, that 19 milestone that has been shared with you. I just try to be more explanatory on that. Now, what are we going to do over here? There will be a structured roadmap in which first we will try to understand the programming part. All right. I'll not consider you as anything. You may be knowing about Python, you may be knowing something about the statistics, you may be knowing something about other things, but I will consider everything as a beginner. Everyone as a beginner, right? So that's why first programming, statistics, data science, machine learning, deep learning, everything will be properly structured form, right? We'll do the maximum things will be covered through hands-on. That is most important, right? Because theoretically you can learn from anywhere, right? You can read books, you can read, we study in the colleges, schools, so many things. But hands-on is most important thing over here, right? So it's like we will just try to learn, we'll just try to explore the things theoretically at first hand. Second, we'll deploy this, we will just use those things practically so that things we can understand better. Third part that most of us are concerned about, career support, right? So obviously we have the team will share with you, will guide you, will give you the assistant
Okay,
to
let's go.
explore maximum opportunity, maximum internship opportunity, maximum kind of a job opportunity that you can apply, that and you can avail those things based upon your skill sets, right? And then obviously certifications and other things will be there. Now we have the 19 milestones journey over here. Each milestone represents the significant achievement, right? How it will start. The first part over here is Python programming. Okay, that means obviously because everything is related to programming and everything, that means you have to build something. So first part we will learn is what? The programming aspects, right? Right from the basics. Basics means what?
Okay,
Right
let's
from
go.
the installation of the software which will be used for Python programming. Then the basic syntax, variables, values, loops, functions, and other things, right? So object-oriented programming. So that makes us, kind of a that makes us better with the things like how actually Python is used, right? Step two. Here we will start working with the data. Okay, and it said EDA, exploratory data analysis. What it means? That means we'll explore the data by analyzing it so that we can understand what are the story hidden within a data. Okay, what are the insights that are present within a data, right? For that we have to visualize it, right? We have to create some sort of graphs like bar chart, line chart, or scatter plot, or histogram plot, or box plot, so that we can visualize and can create a story around the data. Now,
Okay, let's go.
why visualization is so important, right? See, if I give you a suppose book, okay, and I ask you to read it, it will take you some time, like 1 month, 2 months, or 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, maybe, right, to complete the book. But if I make a movie on that, you can finish that movie in 2 hours, and you can also understand what is written within that book. That is the power of visualization. Okay, if I give you 100,000 data samples and ask you, now let me know what should I do to increase my sales. No, it's very difficult to answer. Statistically, if you try to explain me, I may not understand. But if you can create some graph that is showing that how kind of a sales is affected by advertisement, how sales is affected by something called investment, how sales is affected by skilling and other things, right? So I can understand it better, right? Whether I should make the advertisement on the social media, whether I should make the advertisement on the kind of TV or newspaper, right? So I can understand it better, right? That's why visualization is very important. Okay, so through data visualization, through a statistical analysis, we try to understand the data, the, the hidden insights within the data, using which my data driven decision can be more impactful, more better, and more accurate, right? Once we have this thing understand, then we go for the next part, which is called machine learning. As I said, using this we can make the decisions. Using this step, we can make the decision that is called data driven decisions. But I want my machine should make a decision. My machine should make a prediction, right? That means what is required, that machine should learn from this data, right? That is required. That machine should do what? Should learn from the data, right? And if I want my machine should learn from the data, it is very important that the quality of data should be good. right? So this step is also important to ensure the data quality, right? Because if the data quality is not good, obviously machine can't learn, good, it can't have the, good information to learn. So what are the problems in the data quality? Your data may have the missing values, right? Your data may have the outliers, right? What is outlier? See, let's suppose a kind of a case over here
Okay, let's go.
that you are working on a flight booking data. Okay, you are working on what? On a flight booking data, right? Now the flight booking data is having what? It's showing you some pattern like this, right? Now there is a year called 2020 and 2021 when there was a COVID. So even it is a COVID, but data is getting recorded. Number of bookings is getting recorded. So the recording shows that the zero booking. Okay. And after that, again, we have slowly we have this thing. Right. So this is what? This is called outlier in the data. Okay. Outlier may be because of any reason, any kind of climatic change or any kind of some any event, any unexpected event happen basically. Because of any unexpected event, the outliers happen. It may be there because of human error, because human is feeding the data into the computers.
Okay, let's
So
go.
as human is feeding the data into the computer, there is a high chance that human will do the error, right? So many problems may be there, right? So that's why it is very important that you should identify those outliers from the data and get rid of them. Otherwise, your final data insights will be incorrect, right? Like say, for example, see, I have over here, let's say a data. Okay, sorry, I can't write it. Let me just use it. I'll show you. One more example. Method. I had shown you the graphical example. Let's try to understand the mathematical example, right? Like then you can understand why EDA is so important. All right. So see over here. Let's say I have a data in which I have value 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now if I calculate the mean of this guy, what is the mean of this guy? The mean will be if you calculate 5 plus 5, 10, 17, 17 by 6, that is equals to 2.83. All right. If you calculate the median of this guy, so median will be what? It is the middle value. These two values are in the middle. The average of middle value is what? 2.5. 2 plus 3 divided by 2, 2.5. Right. Now let's say I have a thing over here, D2. Right. Now let's say D2 is containing 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's say 60. All right. Now calculate the median of D2. Median of D2 is 60 plus 17, that is 77 by 7. That would be equals to 11. And mean is what? Sorry, median is what? Median is the middle value. Middle value is what? 3. Now just look at the thing. If I will not identify the outlier in this data, if I can't identify the outlier in this data, then what happened? The overall assumption about the data that I want to make through the average value, okay, the overall assumption about the data that I want to make through the average value is completely misleading over here. Here it is not misleading because there is no outlier, but here we have a 60. 60 is what? Extreme high value. Outliers are what? Outliers are extreme, maybe extreme high or maybe extreme low. Right?
Okay, let's
So
go.
over here, most of the data points are in the range of 1 to 5. So compared to this range, this is what? Extreme high. Right? That means it is an outlier. Clear? As it is an outlier, it means what? It means that if I consider this point in the whole information and I could not identify it, I failed to identify it. Okay, I failed to identify. That means that means the overall explanation that I want to make through my data may be incorrect because I'm getting 11 and 11 is not even close to this majority portion. 11 is not close to this majority portion. 11 is not even close to this extreme value. That means data is saying something, your mean value is saying something. Right? That's why it is very important that you should always do the exploratory data analysis so that you can identify the insights within it, the hidden patterns within it, the problems associated with the data, the outliers, the missing value, the data types. Okay, like suppose if your data is having multiple types of data, some are numerical, some are non-numerical, some are Boolean, some are date type, right? So identifying all those issues and fixing it so that you can prepare a best quality data for the machine learning model. That's why this thing came after ADA. Then we built the machine learning model which can make the predictions, which can do the forecasting, right? Which can forecast the output like sales forecasting, profit loss forecasting, weather forecasting, isn't it? So those things will be done through the machine learning part. Alright. So in the third milestone, we'll try to understand the ML concept and different algorithms which are used to build the machine learning model for making out the predictions. Alright. Anything to ask till now, whatever that I tried to explain you? I just try to explain the journey first and thereafter we'll start with the things. Everything is clear?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Now, in the machine learning thing, what we will discuss? We'll discuss some of the algorithms for making out the predictions. We'll discuss some ensemble methods. What are the ensemble methods? Sometimes what happens, it would be like this. Let's say, how do you take a decision in our day-to-day life? Sometimes if some simple decisions are there, we take on our own. Right? We just take on our own that, okay, I have to, let's say, buy some kind of ration for my home. Okay, some household items I have to buy, some daily purchase items like suppose I have to buy rice or whatever, flour or bread. So that decision I can take on my own. But suppose if I have to make some big decisions. Like suppose I have to buy a home, I have to buy a car. Okay, so what do? I take the views of my family members also. Right? So it's like I just try to understand what majority of my family members are saying or what my friends are saying. Okay, suppose I have to invest somewhere, so I'll take I'll take the views of some investment, kind of for the guy who is good investment advisor, right? So some of the decisions we take on our own. Those are called your machine learning algorithm. That means a single algorithm. We put the data over there and those algorithm will make the decisions, will make the predictions for you and that predicted value you trust. But when the problem statement is more complicated, data size is very huge, okay? You are making some kind of a very critical decision, some health related model. Okay, like a model to recognize a disease, a model to recognize a kind of any kind of illness or any financial decisions, right? Like for example, loan approval or credit card frauds, right? So when we have to make some kind of very critical decisions which can affect the wealth, which can affect the health, which can affect a lot of things, we go for ensemble method. Ensemble method is what? It is like we build multiple models at the same time. Okay, multiple models. Okay, and then we do what? We take the decisions of each of these models, and then we say that we look for what majority of the models are saying. Okay, like suppose I build 10 models, then I check for what majority of the models are saying. Okay, what majority of the model had forecasted, what majority of the model had predicted, right? And based on that, the final predictions will be decided, right? So obviously, machine learning algorithm will create a model which will be lighter in weight, but ensemble method will be heavier in weight. That will take more space. So this will be used only when your problem statement is highly complicated or highly critical, because this will be more expensive.
Okay, let's go.
Expensive in terms of storage, expensive in terms of monetary expensive. It will be more highly monetary expensive will also be there, right? So we'll try to explore this also. Thereafter, unsupervised learning we will explore. Right now, what is unsupervised learning? See, everything that we learn in our life, it's not like someone trained us. Okay, like right now the learning that you are having, that you will have, is a supervised learning, right? Because I'm a supervisor over here, right? So what is the role of supervisor? Role of supervisor is like, I'll give you some information. Based on that information, I'll give you some assignment. You will do the assignments. I will find out the errors. Again, I'll correct you. And that's how your learning will be completed. So that is your role of supervisor, to guide you, to correct your errors so that you can learn. There are many things in our life that we learn on our own, right? No one teaches us. We learn our own, right? That is called what? Unsupervised learning. There is no supervisor for that, right? So machine will also have an unsupervised learning, but whether it's a supervised learning or it's an unsupervised learning, both requires a data, right? Because anything that you're learning from your own experience, that also, your experience means what? That is also a data. If a supervisor is giving you data, like I am giving you data, that is a supervised learning. If you're learning from your own experiences, that is what? Unsupervised learning. But that is also require data. Your experience is a data. Right. So here also we require some data, but here the machine learning model will use a data which is unlabeled. Okay, here machine learning model will use a data which is unlabeled. In unsupervised learning, machine learning model will use a data which is what? Unlabeled data. Now what is unlabeled data? Unlabeled data is like this. See, if I will, let's say, create an image of a, let's say, here is an image of a cat. Okay, just a minute. I'm not good at drawing, but still I'll try. Let's say this is an image of a cat. Okay, and here it is mentioned that it is a cat. This is called labeled data. This is called what? Labeled. It is labeled as a cat, right? Clear. But if this thing is not mentioned, only the image of cat is present, but it is not mentioned that it is a cat, it is a dog, it is a human, it is a cow, it is whatever, it is a toy, it is a laptop, it is a computer, nothing is mentioned, just image there. This is what? Unlabeled data. So machine also learns from the unlabeled data and label it. Machine can learn from the label data. Obviously, machine can learn from the label data that this is your data, this is your label. Obviously, these two things it will use to learn. But there are certain algorithms using which machine can also learn from the unlabeled data. Data is not labeled, only data is there. Output is not mentioned. It is not mentioned that this data belongs, what this data is actually representing. But machine can learn from that. There are certain algorithms are there. That is called what? Unsupervised learning. Right? So that also we'll try to explore. Then it's a time series analysis. That is one of the most important thing. right? Like there are so many factors, so many changes are time dependent,
Okay, let's go.
right? Like a stock price, time dependent. Okay, so when there is some pattern in the data, which is actually time dependent, right? Like one of the axis is representing your time. Okay, like for example, it is suppose 10th of August, then 11th of August, then 12th of August, then 13th of August, then 14th of August. Okay, like this. Okay, like 15th, like 16th, and so on. Right, like this. And thereafter, we have the pattern in the data like this. Okay, so based on the pattern, I have to predict what may happen next. That is called time series forecasting. So we'll try to explore time series forecasting as well, where the data is time
Let's
dependent.
go.
Just by identifying the pattern in the data, seasonality in the data, right? So what we had seen in the phase 1, we will explore the data, programming and exploration of the data. Phase 2, machine learning model building. Phase 3, it is about deep learning. Now we will just use the more deeper understanding of machine learning algorithm. Now deep learning you can relate with as a simple analogy with a multi-story building. There used to be a single house. In a single house, one family lives. But if I have to accommodate multiple families, it's a multi-story building, right? So here, if I have to handle a very large scale feature, large scale feature means what? See, like this. Suppose I have an image, okay, and the image I have, this image is having a resolution of, let's say, 100 cross 100. That means I have an image whose resolution is 100 cross 100. What it means? It is having horizontal 100 pixels and vertical 100 pixels. So total number of pixels is what over here? 10,000. Okay, if I have an image which is 100 cross 100 resolution, that means, sorry. Okay, this is an image which is 100 cross 100 resolution. That means total number of pixels, this image is having 10,000. That is a single image. And I want to train my model on this train my model to identify an image. What I want? I want to train my model to identify this image. So I have to train the model. But is it possible that I can use a single image to train? If suppose there is a kid, and to that kid you had shown just one dog, okay, and tell him that okay, this is your dog. Next time, will he recognize the dog? Most probably no. When he see the dog for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 10 days, then he will start recognizing it. Okay, same thing happened with the machine.
Okay, let's go.
Suppose I get used one image. It can be image of a car, it can be image of a human, it can be image of anything, right? And using this image, I want to train a machine so that a machine can recognize this image. An image of a car, image of a human, image of an animal, anything, right? So machine can't learn from a single image. Machine requires multiple images to learn the image pattern, right? So here a single image having 10,000 features. Suppose I am using over 500 images, and each image is having 10,000 features.
Okay, let's go.
Isn't it? So now I required a bigger model. Okay, a simple machine learning model is not enough. So we build neural network for that. And neural network is a part of deep learning. Multi-layered neural networks, right? So in the deep learning thing, we'll try to understand how image modeling works, how language model works, right? Here in the neural network, CNN for the image model, recurrent neural network is for language model. That means how a machine can learn from the image or how a machine can learn from the text, right? Like GPT, Chat GPT. Chat GPT is what? It's a language model. Now it is also image model, right? Because when you ask a Chat GPT to give you any output, it can give you the output very easily, right? And it can give you the output in text. It is generating the text, right? So how language model is built to generate a text, to understand the text, to give you the information in the form of text form, that is a part of deep learning. Okay, so if I have a data, a simple Excel data, like for example, if I have a data like this, let's say, okay, let's say if I have a data, no, this is a dashboard we have. I guess I need a data. Okay, let's say this is a data. Okay, this is Uber data, right? So this is a data having 21 columns. Some Uber data it is, right? Like this. Okay, date, time, booking ID, something vehicle type, pickup location, drop location. So if I am using this data to build something, okay, any predictions I want to make, okay, like prediction about the payment, prediction about the bookings or anything. So I use machine learning, right? Because it is having just 21 feature, and 21 feature, machine learning algorithm can handle. But if I have a data like this, where we have a very huge number of features, then simple machine learning model can't handle. Now, why can't it handle? That we will understand when we will go deeper into the machine learning algorithms. Right? When I'll explain you the machine learning algorithm, deep learning algorithm, then you will understand why a machine learning algorithm, simple machine learning algorithm can't handle such huge amount of data. As of now, at a higher level, you should consider it like this. If you have if you have a game which can be played in, which can be played in something that is called what? Gaming console. Okay, they used to be gaming console. So can you play the same game in your mobile phone? Obviously not, because that the game it requires gaming console require high graphical processing unit and all. Right, so you can play a game in your mobile phone as well. You can play a game in your laptop as well, right? And you can play a game in your gaming console as well. But every system is having different specifications. According to their specification, they handle the applications. Right? Same way over here, every algorithm, every model is having different specification. Machine learning algorithm can handle some data which is having some, which is up to some extent. When the size of data becomes very big, the size of features becomes very big. Okay, then deep learning came into existence to handle that huge amount of data to build a model to predict, something, image or text or anything. So that's the purpose of deep learning. From the deep learning, we'll have the understanding of these high-end neural networks, and that's why our generative AI journey will be easier. So there we go for the generative AI. We'll try to understand how the current age development in the field of AI, this recent age development in the AI, that is generative AI, that actually makes a lot of disruption. Okay, how it works. What are the prompt engineering? How can we create the API, right, for the deployment of your application? Because something you are creating, you are not creating to keep into your system. Okay, if you are creating some application, obviously you want it that end user should use it. And if you want that end user should use it, it is important that it should be deployed somewhere. Right? So those deployment process, API creations, those all things we'll try to explore in phase 4. Then phase 5, business intelligence and data tools, where we'll try to understand about DBMS, SQL, database management systems, right? Because ultimately data is stored not in Excel. Data will be stored where? In some databases, SQL databases, no SQL databases, right? So we need to know how they functions. Okay, how can we extract the data from those spaces? How can we analyze, pre-process, and other things? So the understanding of SQL is very important. Then Power BI. Power BI is what? Is, you can say, modern age Excel. Through it, you can create a good data visuals. And I already told you the importance of data visualization, right? So through Power BI, try to create some good dashboards, some good visuals that will be the story, that will be the self-explanatory story about your data, right? So Excel and Power BI is the next thing that we'll try to explore. Okay, so this is where our, you can say, the last milestone or the last phase. And from here, we will try to understand, there are some capstone project we'll work upon. So it's not like that project will start after this. Project will start after each milestone, there will be a project. With each milestone, we will have one project, two projects, some milestone may have two projects, some milestone may have three projects, right? But at the end, we'll combine everything, right, to work on some capstone projects. Okay, some good capstone projects we'll choose. Obviously, some are the capstone projects which are documented over here, right? But we are not limited to this document only. Already I told you earlier, right? If you have anything that in your mind you can share with me, I will definitely work on that part as well. I'll also share you some updated things, because this technology is continuously updating, right? So updated case study, some good case study we'll try to work upon as an industry project. I will also try to share with you some real-time projects. Okay, for that we may require an NDA, non-disclosure agreement kind of thing, because data should not be disclosed. There are so many confidential data we work upon. So I'll try for that also, that I can work with you some real-time projects and all. I can take your insights. I can take your. I can be kind of a. Like, if you can be part of that project, it will. I'll be kind of glad, right? So that you can help me, or you can help our team to work on such projects. It will give you good sort of experience as well. Obviously, we will also offer you some sort of internship, so that kind of projects will help you in kind of in that particular internship as well, right? And then obviously now these are the things that we're going to do.
Okay, let's go.
Now, what are the unique things? We have the hands-on learning, already told you, good industry case studies, right? That we'll try to explore, find a lot of data, right? These data are because of the case studies on which I worked upon, right? If you go to the repository also that I have, you'll find a lot of projects over here. Okay, interesting. This is the project that we were working, I guess, a few days back. Okay, it was about identifying the, some interesting. That means attacks. Okay, identifying the attacks on the system using machine learning model. Right. So how can we use the machine learning model to identify the attacks?
Okay, let's go.
Okay. So these are the projects that few days back only we were working upon. Right. Some good generative AI projects we'll get. Right. If you will go to this, there's a project footage also there, I guess. SQL Learn, Azure ML. Just a minute. Yeah. Here is a Big Mart project. This is a project of actually. You may have heard about the Age Walmart. So this is a Walmart project actually, right? So a lot of projects are there that I had shared publicly. Okay, so you will get help from here. Apart from that, the kind of support that we will provide you, I'll show you. See, you'll get everything in very much detail. That means, let's say, if you're learning Python, so it's not just the recording you will get. Recording, obviously, you'll get. Program also you will get, obviously. Right? Whatever the program that we do, that also I'll share with you. But apart from that, you will also get something which is called a detailed notes. Step-by-step detailed notes. Right? So that in future, if you are kind of trying to explore it, again, you are trying to read these things, right? You have to just go through this thing once, and everything will get revisited, and everything will be, you can easily access them. Right? How to access? I'll tell you. These are from the previous batch. For you, it will. These are not for you. For you, it will be created new. For every batch, we create new. We don't say anything from the previous batch. If you want to access it, you can access it. That's your wish. But for you, all the notes, all the codes will be exclusively new. Right? According to your session, according to the topics covered for you. Right? I'm just showing you the example. Right? So everything will be in detail. Some guest lecture, some kind of like how to prepare your CV, how to prepare a resume, how to apply for the job, how to apply for the internship. Those kind of lectures also we will arrange for you for the guidance, who are with the help of our alumni, with the help of our faculties who are working in the big MNCs, so that they can guide you the whole process. Okay, so those kind of supports will provide for the internship and jobs. So we'll have 19 milestone, 30 plus hands-on projects, some guest lecture, good hours of learnings we have. So these are the differences. Before journey, after journey, you can, what we will have. These are something like you will be, obviously, these are, very obvious thing that after having the classes, you will be more confident. You will have the project ready. You will have the job ready. You have the internship ready, right? These are the things we'll have. So what are the outcomes of this whole journey? We'll have some. We can be able to build good models, deploy the models. We will be able to work on the BI tools like Excel, Power BI, and also we will be able to showcase the real world project. Where do we showcase the real world project? Where will we showcase the real world project? Whichever project that you work upon, you have to create the repository like me. Like I have the repository, right? Git repository. I'll tell you how to create the Git repository. You have to create the Git repository like me. And the hands-on project that we do, you have to share that hands-on project on your Git repository, so that we can showcase your Git repository in your profile. When we will curate your profile, either your LinkedIn profile, either your CV, either your resume, we want that we should have a very rich Git repository, okay, in which multiple projects should be there, so that we can showcase that project. We want that you should have good Kaggle platform, right? Like this is something kind of a Kaggle platform. Right? If I'll go to my Kaggle platform, and if you see, I created 180 notebooks over here. I took part in 11 competitions. I generally get very less time to work on the Kaggle, but still you can see, right? So we will work on the Kaggles, we'll work on the Git, right? So that these platforms which required to showcase our, capabilities through our profile. We can put our Kaggle link, we can put our Git profile, we can put our LinkedIn profile, right? With the LinkedIn profile, I'm sharing my LinkedIn profile with you. Please get connected with me, right? Yeah, a few questions I can see. I'll get back to your question, right? Or better, let's see. Excel and SQL Power BI, can it be covered in the beginning? You can suggest.
Okay, let's go.
See, it can be covered in the beginning as well, but I planned it for after the Python. So, because there are certain things that you should, because it's mostly machine learning things and all. Because I just want that you should have that much of understanding, so that we can assist you for the job and all, right? So if you have the Python and data science and data analysis kind of understanding, then we can assist you better from the beginning only, right? That's why you put it like that. But I'll take the viewpoint of everyone. If everyone is fine with that, we'll start with that also, right? There is no problem in that, right? Okay, because as per the requirements, whatever the requirements that we get, in those requirements, the Python, data science, or statistics, machine learning, deep learning, generative AI. These are the, you can say the primary, you can say skills they look for. Okay, these are the primary skills they look for, right? Power BI and SQL and Excel also they look for, but they are kind of compared to it, these are the more important, right? So that's why we want to kind of assist you only after 3-4 months, right? Because you have a 6 month of journey, we want to start assisting after 3-4 months. That's why we put the more important part at the beginning. But there is no such hard and fast rule. We can curate it based upon everyone's view, right? Okay. Now, at the end, once we have the things, we will have the certifications, okay, capstone project and everything. All right. So these are some view feedbacks and all you can get in the browser also. So we'll have the expert instructors, dedicated mentors, community. We have very good community. I'll connect you with the community, right? We have a community which is not just limited in India. We have a community outside India as well. I'll connect you with that community. Okay. Now, obviously, the investment that you are making, that you already made, actually, the first installment you may have already paid. So it's the most important time is time that you are going to invest. So I'll try to make sure that you can get best out of it. Right. So that is a journey that we will follow. Okay, with us.
Okay, let's go.
And we'll start with the first thing that is called Python. Right. And after Python, as it is planned, that we will start with the EDA, right? So I'll take your suggestion, Gurkirat, right? What we do after Python, I will just try to run a kind of a survey, right? If everyone is fine that okay, after Python we should go for SQL or Power BI or Excel. So after Python, we'll try to explore those things as well. Okay, so that after Python we can go for the SQL, Excel kind of thing, and thereafter and thereafter you can go for the machine learning part. So that kind of flow we can curate, right? So, but I'll not give you the commitment, but yeah, I'll definitely try to work on that part as well. I'll also try to discuss with the backend team, those who plan all these things, that can we go ahead like that. That means I also want to kind of discuss with the the career supports team that if I will take the course in this way, whether they can provide the proper career support or not, right? So based on their input, based on the inputs of other learners, we'll take the decision. This is called ensemble learning. Okay, the ensemble learning that I try to explain, that means take the inputs from the various sources, then make the final decision, right? So I'll definitely consider your input, right? You consider your whatever the thing that you suggested, right? And we'll have the session. And in case if you want, if you have any doubts, anything which is not clear, right? You can do what? You can just let us know. If one-to-one session is required, we'll plan the one-to-one session on the weekends. Right? On Saturday and Sunday, we'll plan the one-to-one session. In case if you have any doubts which you want to be discussed like that, which is not clear, you can just let us know. We'll just float the message with others as well. Like we are going to discuss some doubts. If anyone wants to join, they can join. But that will be optional. On the weekends, we can have that.